And it's Monday, y'all. And I hope everybody had a great weekend. And my main man, Fred, is in the house again. Freddie, what is popping, my brother?
Oh man, chilling, man. Big weekend. Lots of sports going on now. Starting to wrap up. We wrapped up round one in NBA, NHL. Just a lot of shit going on. Great time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to get into it because last night was insane. Like you were texting me. I was coming in from out of town. We'll speak on that. But first, I want to say Fred's brought to us by Luminesso Coffee. And guys, get in the contest. I'm advertising it on Facebook. You get 2 tickets. Chicago Cubs, Detroit Tigers, June 6th. Win a pair of tickets. Fred, that's section 116. So they're good seats.
Yeah, no. There's not a bad seat in Comerica.
It's so cliche to say, but I totally agree with you. Yeah. It is very cliche to say.
I've sat in so many different sections there that
for sure. And
it's awesome.
I think every section of that ballpark gives you a different perspective and a different view, which is all really cool. I mean, you could sit in right field on the Pepsi deck and have a great view. You can go upper deck, see the whole field, or like I did, in the Tigers Den, which those comfort recliners that you so eloquently bring up that don't get filled.
Yeah. I have sat behind the plate there, maybe 7 rows back before they changed it. Yeah. Remember, there used to be like a box right behind home plate, kind of like on the side of the box. I sat there for a Tiger Cardinal game, actually. Great seats, though. I mean, I like to bounce around
for sure.
Comerica.
I remember.
I like to go into, walk around the outfield there, stand around a little bit, you know.
And that's the cool part is you can walk around and still watch the game the entire time. Yeah. I remember back in the day, my grandfather used to play the bass on the side, like the big bass, right? Uh-huh. And he would sell cars. And he was really good friends. He would play in these bars, and these bars would have like old Tigers in them. Like they would come in after the game. So my grandfather became really good friends with them. And so he was friends with the groundskeeper. So I sat like at Tiger Stadium, literally right behind the dugout back when I was little. Like, dude, it used to be so much fun. Going to those games is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. So to follow me on Facebook. I'm only doing it on Facebook just because it's a lot. You got to share and like Luminesso Coffee, screenshot it, send it to me. Fred, I changed the date. We're going to do the announcement on May 19th, obviously because MDW, which I screwed up last week. So May 19th, we're going to be doing that. Okay. First and foremost, a couple things, and then we'll get into it. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And on top of Cinco de Mayo, do you know what today is, Fred?
I do, because I was there.
You were there. Not only were you there, but your wife performed the ceremony.
Yes, she did. So, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, Sarah. We celebrated today. We celebrated over the weekend when we were in Kentucky, Well,
and happy anniversary to you, too.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Fred. Everyone always says it to her, but what about me?
Yeah, I was actually directing it towards you.
Yeah, which I appreciate. In fact, I literally, my watch just went off as I'm waiting for you. That was your wife chiming in, giving us a text message. She's always the best with that, whether it's the gifts or the reminding or something. Mary is number one.
Yes.
So, all right, we're going to celebrate. Well, we celebrated over the weekend. We'll probably I'm redoing my kitchen, Fred, and it's a nightmare at my house right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm drinking coffee in my laundry room. My fridge is in my foyer. I have another child in the house with more stuff.
Yeah.
Frank is not happy with the disarray of the house. Like the vibe in the house just is maybe about 3 weeks of this craziness.
You need to get like an Airbnb.
Just me and Sarah. And then the kids and Frank can stay at the house. There's plenty
they're on their own. I mean, they're old enough.
I do need an Airbnb.
Well, I mean,
you got all these different contractors and like different time schedules, and I can't wait till it's done because God bless my wife. She has been putting this project together for years, and now it's finally the wheels are in motion. But All right. Enough about our BS. Let's talk real shit, and that's sports, right? First and foremost, Fred, again, I was traveling. I had to pick up Morgan from college. Drove all day yesterday through the rain, whatever. Watched a lot of YouTube golf. I know that, but hopefully my attorney's not listening or any police or judges, but I watched YouTube golf the entire time on my way home. I drove by myself.
Allegedly.
Right. So, but I didn't watch. I wish I would have turned on regular golf, because when I got home, I realized that, did you realize Scottie Scheffler tied the record for the lowest score in 72 holes of -31?
Well, like, yeah, I saw something about that. I checked in because I knew I think there was a Live and a PGA this weekend.
Yep.
So I checked in. I saw Bryson was up in the Live, and then I saw Scheffler's lead was like he was blowing the next guy out. Yeah. So I was like, and usually if it was close on a Sunday,
for sure,
on a Sunday I'd probably watch the last back end. Yeah. But I saw that Scheffler was blowing the dude out, so I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
this is no good.
So, yeah, absolutely. The guy is just phenomenal, without a doubt. But what kind of leads me into the YouTube golf thing, I'm a big Grant Horvat fan, who's a big YouTube golfer, plays against everybody. In fact, when I was driving home, I watched, it was Grant Horvat, Phil Mickelson played against the Bills, Josh Allen, and Rahm.
And who?
And Rahm.
Okay.
Josh Allen can play.
Yeah, he's a total athlete.
He is a total athlete. This dude was just, even Rahm was like, holy shit, like some of the putts he was making. And I mean, he was hanging with those guys, man, which is crazy.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but today, how fitting could this be, though? On Grant Horvat's channel, he's playing against Scottie Scheffler in an 18-hole match. Generally, what he does is he gives himself like 6 strokes and then plays against those guys, which is super cool. It's a fun, if you're something to put on in the background. But that how fitting, he ties that record, and now he's going to be on there. So that channel blow up today. How fitting is that? But we got the PGA Championship in 2 weeks. Obviously, Bryson's playing well and Live. Obviously, Scottie's starting to heat up. We can't forget about Rory, although has been very quiet after the Masters win. But which is very unusual. I think he was on like the Tonight Show, but it was like 3 weeks after. I didn't even get a chance to watch it. But like, I don't know. Don't you feel like he's kind of been in the weeds? It seems like a lot of people after a Masters win are all over the place.
Yeah, I think he was laying low, but I did see he was on one of the late night shows chipping into a washing machine or something like that.
That was when he was 5.
Oh.
So that's what they probably did. They probably recreated it because like there's this clip that goes around that when he was like 5, he was chipping into a washing machine. Yeah. It was something crazy. It was pretty sweet. On another note, over the weekend, I listened to a lot of podcasts because I did a lot of driving. Obviously, Pardon My Take is my absolute favorite, but they are talking about this Bill Belichick and Jordan story. I don't even know what to say. And the girl's 24 years old. Now, is Bill in his 70s?
Yes.
Okay, so I think he's 72.
Yeah.
Okay. Her ex-boyfriend, I heard this morning, was 64.
Yeah. She dates older.
She has a type.
Yeah.
Money and age.
I'm not sure it's that. I'm not gonna age shame her and say that she's dating for money. We don't know that. We don't. Maybe maybe she's in true love. Maybe she's trying to find true love, and she has a type, like you say, and her type just happens to be successful seniors.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't even imagine having a conversation with a 24-year-old or anything in common, right? And now he's dating one. Did you see the interview? Like, apparently there was an interview and he was asked how they met, and she chimes in on the interview and says, "We're not talking about that."
Well, she kept interrupting and stuff like that, but
if she's interrupting in public and like that in public, can you imagine what she's like at home?
I mean, I would just hope. I hope Bill finds true love.
How did I know that's how you're going to respond to that?
And everyone deserves to be happy.
Everyone does deserve to be happy, Fred.
So, I mean, I don't understand and I'm being honest now. I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, I don't understand why everyone's talking about it. It's
I'll tell you 100% why everyone's talking about it. It's because the persona that Bill Belichick has put on for all these years of like this like stoic type personality, no bullshit, no nonsense. Like prior to this, there was nothing about him in the media. He kept everything personal, and then he just stops coaching and like dates 24-year-olds. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah. But I mean, how much can you talk about it though? It's like, I know a lot of people keep talking about and bringing it up and stuff like that. And there's pictures everywhere on the internet and all that shit. But it's like, I don't know what the end game is about rehashing this relationship.
What I think the end game is, I think the media is just waiting for the implosion of this relationship.
But yeah, and I mean that's with every relationship, right? It's like,
especially in Hollywood.
Yes. So it's like, but I don't understand why it's that big of a concern. Like, I get why people are like shocked. It's shock value. Like, oh my God, you see, he's going out with this 24-year-old and stuff like that. Oh, okay. I mean, like, I don't know if it's really not like, it's not on the story itself is really not on my radar, to be honest with you. I'm like,
it wasn't for me until she chimed in and started interrupting in the interviews. That's where I kind of caught my attention. Like, oh, she just sucks.
I mean, I've seen girlfriends do worse.
Of course.
So like, that's the other thing though. Like, you're going to, people are going to act like that's so crazy. It's like, welcome to the real world. Like, like this guy's living his best life. Like coaching at UNC.
Right.
He's probably going to turn that program around.
100% he is. 100%.
So, yeah.
So just the amount of people that are kids that are going to want to go play for him.
Yeah.
Right.
I just think that, like, everybody thinks the age gap is super creepy or weird or what have you. Right. Yeah. And I think that's the story, but
100%.
But I mean, let's not age shame anyone. And, it is what it is. Everyone deserves to be happy. Yeah. I hope Bill,
like you said, Fred, I just hope Bill finds true love.
That's all. And it might be with a 24-year-old.
It is not with a 24. Fred, could you imagine dating a 24-year-old?
No, but that's
not even
in
that.
Your 70s.
I was just going to say in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ridiculous. But let's get started right away. NBA Finals, crazy, right? I think a lot. I don't think anything too crazy. Obviously, let's just briefly touch on the end of the Pistons. I know you have a little bit to say about that. You think we're whiny fans, right? I mean, basically spent the entire weekend saying that we were whiny fans, but I don't know if it's the New York in you or what it is. I don't know, because I wouldn't consider us whiny fans.
I think
we blew it.
Yeah, and you bought billboards and bullshit like that. That's being whiny bitches.
It's one billboard, and it's true, and it was true. The billboard's true, Fred. Don't tell me the billboard's not true.
I don't think it's true. I mean,
you don't think Jalen Brunson is a flopper?
No, I don't think he's a mother flopper.
I do think he's a mother flopper.
That's just super corny. I mean, dude, Taylor Decker. Now this. I mean, I mean,
he reported though, Fred.
He didn't report, but
you know damn well he reported. You saw the.
I'm gonna have to go with the official's decision, but that's not the point. The point isn't did he report or not. The point is crying about it and putting up signs of 75. Like, first and foremost, Who the fuck still buys billboards? Like, come on, dude.
Who's buying? Who's paying for them?
Some idiot.
You think some dude with too much bread is buying them? You don't think the Pistons or the Lions purchase those billboards?
No. Okay. A whiny Lions fan, 100%, and a whiny Pistons fan with too much money is buying billboards. And it's so corny because it's like, first of all, Erica Brunson, I sent you the text, her clap back at it.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I mean, now.
What he said, dropped the 40 piece.
And got a W. So,
right.
But that's the point. Like and I know you're not going to like this, though. I know you're not going to like this, but that's a typical small market move. So here we go again. Now, a small market team is going to try to troll a big market team. And what happened is they shot themselves in the foot. So it was so cute and funny when the billboards came up. It was so cute. It was so funny. Oh, my God. Ha, ha, ha. They're chanting during the game.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
And then wait, let me finish. Hold on. And then the dude drops 40.
That doesn't look good. Bad look.
And now what though? But now what? Like, let me ask you this. If he's a flopper, he's this, that, you could call probably half the NBA floppers. That's 100%. So dumb.
100%.
But like you tried to troll the big man and you got shot in the foot, dude.
Right.
And it's not like the Knicks are going to throw up shit in Times Square and stuff, which would totally blow up because no one drives up and down fucking 75 unless you live in fucking Michigan. Like, and I'm sorry to hear that, but if you want to troll a troll, like they can put shit up in New York City and stuff. And you're
saying somebody from Detroit should put it up in New York City.
Well, no, because that would be too big of a deal. I'm saying the Knicks now, if they were to go back at the Pistons, but there's no reason to do that.
Right.
There's no reason to put a billboard up in Times Square about beating the Pistons. And I'm sorry if it sounds that way. I'm being honest here.
No, look at. I don't always agree with you in some of your outlandish statements that you make. However, I do think the billboards are stupid. I will wholeheartedly admit, I do think they're stupid. Like, do I think we're a whiny fan base? No. I think that we are a fan base that, for the most part, kind of gets the raw end of the deal in some of these situations. However, hold please. I will say this, and I'm going to say this about the Lions. I've been saying this for years. I'm going to say this about the Pistons. Don't put yourself in a position to make the refs end the game for you. You made too many. Even the Lions-Decker thing, we should have never been in that situation. Even the Knicks and the Pistons, don't put yourself in that situation. Don't put the the game in the ref's hands. I say it all the time. Yeah. I'm a diehard fan, 100%. Do I think the billboards are ridiculous? 100%. Do I love the camaraderie that it brings to this city? 100%. I think it's cool for the fan base. But at the end of the day, we are notorious for getting these situations or a rule or a thing put on us, or it's a thing for us. That's the thing. And it's just something that is constantly looming over my head. Well, but like I said, don't put yourself in those fucking positions and we won't have these situations. Be better. Plain and simple.
Yeah, 100%. You choked. I mean, like it is what it is, though. Like, you had every opportunity to win that series.
I kind of like your idea, and that it wasn't your idea, but I put it together. But like, if you're going to do a billboard, put the billboard in Times Square.
That's
my on 75.
Well, yeah. What is that doing?
Right? Like show your money, but go really spend, because you know damn well it's a little more expensive to get a billboard in Times Square than it is on 75 next to Grand Blanc.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if you really want to troll, what is the idea of trolling in your own territory? Like that doesn't even make sense. If you want to be a big dog and get out of the small market vibe, then put something up in Times Square. Like, go 100%. Ahead.
Yeah, and we should have put it right outside of Jerry World in Arlington, or right into a Times Square. I think that would have been way cooler than exit 172 on 75.
Yes, because I mean, now it gets spread out with social media nowadays and stuff like that. But still, when I'm reading it on social media, it's coming from because I do follow some Detroit news stations.
Right.
So it's not like it's coming from ABC New York and they're like, hey, look at this billboard they're putting up all over the place.
Somebody sharing something from Channel 4
so like
Detroit.
No one's you're trying to troll somebody, but they're not seeing it.
Right. No, I agree. We should have put it in Times Square. But when Sarah and I were on our way to, where were we at? I think we were heading to like Clarkston or something like that to show a house on Thursday, the day of the game. And I did see the sign, and she asked me that. She's like, "Who pays for that?" And I'm like, maybe the Pistons. I don't know. But
no way.
I would love to know. If anybody knows who paid for that billboard, I want you to put it in the comments below. Let's get him on the podcast, and I want to know how much money he spent, why he didn't really spend money in New York. And that'd be awesome. Let's get the billboard guy on the pod.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to have a great conversation with him. I'm sure he's a bill.
What do you think he does for a living?
Right now, he owns companies. I think he's
multiple companies.
I think he's that rich. No normal dude is just going to.
You don't think it's like a bunch of dudes just throw in $20 and see what happens?
No, I think with the digital ones nowadays, it might be a little bit more money than a bunch of fans like putting some money together.
But to your point, who does billboard marketing anyway? When's the last time when was the last time you were driving on a major highway, saw a billboard, and wrote the number down?
Well, here's the thing too. Out here, it's not built there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it seems like 75 is very big.
A mecca of billboards.
Yeah. Well, like they have that digital one went up in Auburn Hills and stuff. And you have the bunch of them when you first cross over from Ohio with all the weed signs and stuff like that. All the dispensaries and stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, come on. Billboards, really?
I can honestly say that there's one billboard that caught my attention, Fred, and it's hilarious. And it was on 59, right as you in Utica there by Jimmy John's Field, and it was a basement waterproofing company. And the top
of the lady. Are you wet down there?
Moist downstairs.
Moist, yes.
Now it's marketing like that catches people's attention.
But so now here's my thing. This is how you know if it works or not. If you have water in your basement, will you call that number?
I come from a world of that I work with many contractors, so I can say no, but I think that people will call because it's moist downstairs.
Yeah. But isn't that a good thing? Forget it.
I digressed.
I'm confused.
So what do you think? What do you think the Knicks' chances are against Boston?
I mean, you win a game, you win two. If you win two, it's a good series. If the Celts are fully healthy, I know what's his name was sitting a couple games, but like I think they're all fully back. That's tonight, by the way.
Yeah, tonight.
It'll be interesting. Listen, if they haven't beaten them, they're not going to beat them. Like I've seen, it was similar. Like they're and I said this to you, they're a very similar team to the Pistons. Like they're very similar.
You said it was a great matchup. You texted me that right out the gate. This is going to be a good matchup. And look, despite the fact that we choked, it was a great series. I wanted it to come out the other way, but every single game was good.
Every game was like down to the wire, basically.
And that's all you really want as a fan, too, right?
Yeah. And I think
I will give you an argument that some local fans will be like, look, I could go for I didn't need to go with a 6-game heart attack every time at the end of the game.
Well,
it's a little much, but
nobody.
That's what makes sports so great.
But that just showed you how similar they really are.
For sure. And at the end of the day, like, I hate to go back to this because we were talking about Boston, but at the end of the day, our inexperience showed. And we just couldn't close out games, and their experience showed, and they made shots when they needed to, and they didn't make mistakes at the end like we did. I mean, we just said stupid shit, bro. They like threw the ball out of bounds. That Brunson shot when he hit that 3, dude, just he Thompson was just cooked, bro. Like, I hate that it happened to him because he had such a great series, and he is going to be a great player, him and his brother both. But like that that looked very similar to that Jordan, was it Elo? Craig Elo? Was that his name?
Craig Elo? Yeah. And to say this too, also, and I've said this before, it's still a great season for the Pistons. 100%. Amazing.
Wait till we get Giannis, bro.
I don't know about that, but like, that's cool. But
Devin
next
Booker?
year, if they don't get one person, if they take this team that they have right now, they're a 3 seed.
You did say that a couple weeks ago when I asked that very question. I don't wholeheartedly agree with you. I think we need another scorer. Though Cade is good, I think we need somebody a little more reliable. Like they give him that 1-2.
Ivy's hurt.
Well, yeah, I forgot about that.
Ron Holland, like, these guys didn't play. Yeah,
that's a good point. Warriors take it to game 7, man, and almost blew it. First of all, giving up in game 5, was that when they were down by 30 was questionable. I think they thought they were just going to come to 6 and end it. That didn't happen. But last night they handled business without Steph Curry. Even though he was in the game, he wasn't really in the game. I thought that was interesting. If you would have told me that the Warriors are going to game 7, I think Steph had under 10 points or something crazy like that, would they win? Absolutely not. That was awesome. The Denver Clippers series, that was a good series.
We knew that was going to be a good series. We knew the Warriors series was going to be a good series. We knew OKC was going to blow them out.
Yeah. And so here we are. What of Pacers, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, Thunder, Nuggets, Warriors, Timberwolves? Which series are you most excited about?
Warriors, T-Wolves is going to be the best series out of them all.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think that's. Oh, you know what? Don't be surprised with the Pacers series too, especially stealing that game yesterday.
Yeah, they shot lights out though. The Pacers shot lights out.
That's big winning that game yesterday too, because Cleveland's not going to beat Boston anyway. I could see that being an upset, the Pacers, but I think that OKC blows them out, and I think that the Celtics series isn't going to be that competitive, which and I'm not just saying this as a New Jersey, New Yorker,
right?
For basketball, that for the NBA in general, I think that Knicks Boston series, if that was competitive and went to 6 or 7, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
Right. So
because there's no other real stories going on now that the Lakers are out, because I'm talking about globally and 100%. With the Lakers out, that loses a lot of interest. I think people love OKC.
Yeah, they do, because it's kind of like I don't want to use the word underdog, but it's more it's like a team that didn't get recognition.
It's like when the Warriors went before they went on their run.
Yeah, for sure.
It's similar. And another thing, another team is the Warriors too. Everyone loves Steph. So
but it's funny you say that, and I asked, I put it in the show notes. I don't know if you saw it, but Skip Bayless last night called Draymond Green the dirtiest player in the NBA. I don't see Draymond as the dirtiest player in the NBA, and I don't know if it's because I come from basketball in the 90s where this was just a normal thing. This was basketball.
Yeah.
I think the dude just plays with 110% at all times and just is a team guy. Like,
I just think he plays hard. He plays hard.
He does.
And that's not normal.
Okay. Yep. Took the words right out.
We're not used
to it. We're not used to it.
Which makes it look dirty. But like you said, that's middle of the road in the 90s.
For sure.
In the 80s.
So to say he's the dirtiest player in the league seems a little ridiculous. But again, you gotta recognize the source with Skip Bayless. He's just gonna say some outlandish shit. Yeah. Figure it out. But with that being said, let's wrap up the basketball talk. My man Chase Robl, attorney Chase Robl, is number one in our bracket.
It's a perfect bracket.
He is a perfect bracket going right now.
Yes.
So shout out to Chase, man. You've never had the benefit of meeting Chase, but if you did, you would love him. He's a local divorce attorney here in the are, but a monster sports fan. And between him and you and him are the people I text like, hey, who am I putting my money on this weekend? So am I surprised that Chase having a perfect bracket right now? Absolutely not.
Okay. I think we got Jackson Spikes with one loss.
We got Jackson Spikes with one loss, but that's going to lead me into the NHL finals.
Okay.
Jackson Spikes tied a 3-way tie, which what I'm guessing is 2 of his boys.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they are.
So Dom and Motor City Moe's.
Well, Motor City is one of your guys. Motor City is Detroit, no?
Yeah, Motor City is Detroit, but I don't know who that is. Huh. That's why we wanted names on there, right?
Yeah.
But that's a 3-way tie. But
yeah,
I want to give a big shout out to my college roommate, Scott Koski, for the words of wisdom and the insight to tell me to pick the Colorado Avalanche to win the NHL finals. And that didn't happen. So thanks, Scott.
Great series.
Game 7.
Yeah. And they were up by 2 goals in the third of game 7. Like, I mean, it was similar to the Blues.
So I don't know if you caught this, but like I said, I was coming in hot from picking up Morgan from school, and I came home, unpacked, started writing our show notes, and I look at the Winnipeg Jets score, and I start to write something along the lines of, ha, 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 Fred and Jackson, you both picked them, whatever. And then I unpack. I get a text from Fred that says, are you watching? And I'm like, what happened? And I turned it on and watched 2 overtimes. And what a hell of a hockey game that was. Crazy. To score with inside of 2.5 minutes, 2 goals to tie it.
Yep. At the 18-minute mark, they scored, and then 10 seconds.
And I guess that's fun hockey to me.
Crazy
fun hockey. And I'm not a hockey guy. I've said this from day one. I'm not a hockey guy.
Yeah.
But that was fun.
Yeah.
So are you still in the position right now, you and Jackson, thinking that your picks are going to be your pick is going to be good?
I still think listen, the best team in the Western Conference besides the Jets might be the Blues. They were super hot at the end of the year.
Coming in. No.
And I was hoping that they would take the other spot, the 7 instead of the 8. So they would have ended up playing Vegas instead of Winnipeg, whatever. It's just my own thing because I felt like Winnipeg was going to win it, but I really wanted to cheer for the Blues.
So Jackson has Winnipeg.
Yes.
His buddy Dom has the Knights, and I forget who Motor City Moe's has. But it's a different. All 3 of them have different teams, which is really cool. So that's going to come down to the wire in that thing.
Yes.
Depending on the NBA one with Chase, it Thunder wins it. It's going to be Chase's. So there's people pushing on his heels right there. So I mean, hockey's starting. There was what 2 game 7s in round 1 or 3. 2. So last night, and then Colorado. Was there a third?
Was the Oilers a game 7 or that was a 6?
I don't know.
Oilers Kings.
Oh.
Yeah, game 6 maybe.
But It's just awesome, man. It's just awesome to watch all weekend. And then obviously I'm going to start with the Tigers, and then we're going to end with the Yankees, because what's going on in the Bronx right now is pretty fucking sweet. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pay homage. Hang tight. But 22 wins for the Tigers. We lost in the Astros series, which was a little disappointing. Bounced back with the Angels. Just put a show on last night with 13 runs, which was awesome. Baez. What about Baez robbing the home run, hitting a grand slam? Is he showing signs of that he's going to be what the expectation were of him, Fred?
I think this is what everybody wanted, like from day one. He's never hit like this. That's the problem. The glove, I told you, El Mago.
You've been saying that. You've been saying that since we signed him.
He is the magician. So that's always been there. He's never ever really hit like this. Maybe this is because he is not the center of attention, where they took him out of short. He's playing center, which he's just a total stud. The guy can play anywhere.
In the major leagues that can play any position like that blows me away. It really does. It's crazy. It just goes to show what a phenomenal athlete you are.
And play Gold Glove material at
every position.
We're not talking about a utility guy here. Like this guy, it could be a Gold Glover at short, center, second, third. Like, he's awesome. He's El Mago. But what he's doing at the plate is very important.
Right. Absolutely. And
because it's also keeping him in the lineup too, because that was the whole reason they were bouncing him around, is because Trey Sweeney, Torres, where is he going to fit in? Meadows. Well, and Parker Meadows will be back soon, which will be interesting. Like, you got to get the kid in the game and stuff like that. So,
and he's a phenomenal center fielder as well, too. So it's going to be interesting to see how he takes care of and spreads out this talent. But I'll tell you what, it's a good friggin' problem to have in this city, is too much talent and where you're going to put them. That's for sure. But speaking of talent, Fred, I was reading this last night, and that's why I was like, your boy Judge is batting .423 right now with 12 home runs.
Dude.
The dude is insane, man. Now, granted, you don't have 22 wins. You'll get there. You only have 19. But what Judge is doing right now is insane, man. The guy is just a machine.
He's inhuman.
He is. Absolutely.
It's crazy because there's a lot of things going down in New York with injuries. Three of our
said from the beginning, spring training started it right out the gate. You just
three of our starting 5 pitchers are out right to start the season. So I thought that obviously April was going to be a very tough month. It usually always is. We start out slow sometimes, but with the hitting, it kind of like levels things out because
of the pitching.
Yeah, we got one, like Cole's done until next year. He'll probably even miss half of next year with Tommy John. This whole year next year. Clark Schmidt is back. He pitched maybe a couple times, skipped a start. He'll be back this week again. He's got tightness still, blah blah blah. And then Luis Heel, who was Rookie of the Year last year, pitcher, he'll be back at the end of May. So, starting the year off with your 3 guys that it sucks. But Max Fried
can weather the storm in the next month.
That's it. Yeah, getting and they're in first place. So getting through April, getting through May, very big. Max Fried might be Cy Young this year.
Let me ask you this, and this has got to bother the shit out of you. So I'm driving home yesterday, and again, allegedly watching my phone while I'm driving up 75, and I ran out of YouTube Golf. Don't want to start anything good on Netflix that I know Sarah would be mad that we're not watching together, because there's a show on there that I'm looking forward to see. And then
which one?
It's called Four Seasons.
Four Seasons?
Yeah. Did you already watch it?
No. Okay. But definitely gonna.
And I'm actually wrapping up Madam Secretary on Netflix. It's an old series with Tia Leone, and she's the president now. We're in season 6, but we're on the wire, Fred. I have 10 more episodes to go, and it comes off Netflix May 14th. So, like, you understand where I'm at in the predicament. Yeah. I don't have the bootleg service like you. But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. We can talk about what we're watching, but I just wanted to put something on. I think I had just gotten through Toledo. I need to kill an hour and a half. Explain to me why there's a Netflix special about the Red Sox right now.
Dumb.
What am I missing?
Dude,
like, granted, they're having a decent year now, and they were shitty the last 2 years, but like, are we getting carried? A couple of questions. Are the Red Sox one of the most overrated teams in baseball? And are we getting carried away with these Netflix specials?
Well, the second part, yes, we are getting a little carried away, but they sell. So like, I like these Netflix docs, they do sell, but yeah, are they the most overrated team in MLB today, in this season, or ever?
Let's say ever.
You know, that's tough to say. I mean, they're Boston. Boston cream, Boston baked beans, Donna Summer. Only 3 good things to come out of Boston. Well, I don't want to even waste my time speaking about them.
I got it. But yeah, a lot of stuff. And I want to end on this last thing. Again, everybody, make sure you jump on contest for the Tigers tickets. That team is rolling. And I'm going to end on this very last thing. It's rainy in New Jersey. It's rainy in Michigan. I'm going to be working. I got to head out to some appointments later. Fred, are you going to watch the P. Diddy trial on TV today?
100%.
I knew you were going to say yes. What?
Well, it's jury selection. So, I mean, nothing's going on yet.
Right.
So there's nothing when it gets into the courtroom, yes, I'm going to be watching it glued to the television. I can't wait for
you were OJ.
I was all over that.
Right.
I mean, I watch that every single day. I mean, trial of the century. This is the trial of the 21st century. It's going to be great, dude.
How much BS is going to come out? Like, how much shit is going to get other people in trouble? That's the thing that I'm curious about. Like, what,
that's why you need to watch it.
Yeah. I think watching.
I can't wait to see witnesses and cross-examinations of witnesses and shit like that. It's going to be very, very entertaining. And, and I'm not
upside. Did you see Diddy got to wear whatever he wanted?
Yes.
That was nice of them.
Yes. Innocent till proven guilty. Innocent till proven guilty. I mean, is this not America?
Is there any chance that he walks?
No.
Zero.
Well,
it's a matter of how long.
I think that we know legally there's no way he walks scot-free, right?
Right.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the charges and such. He's not walking away. They don't keep anybody without bail or bond that they don't have enough shit on. I
mean, obviously the extradition thing, like him like jumping on somewhere was a reason to hold him, and he was already kind of on the run.
He wasn't on the run. He was in Miami. But he also offered to give up all his assets and put an ankle bracelet on. And they denied that too. The old Irish Rolex, as we call it out here.
Why in all these years have we been friends, I've never heard you tether as an Irish Rolex?
Yeah, check his foot for the Irish Rolex.
When awesome.
They give that out when you have your 5 or 6 DWIs.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to end on the Irish Rolex. Tune in. Let's see what happens to Diddy. Fred, I appreciate you, my man. I'll see you next week. Take care, y'all.
Yes, have a great anniversary.
Thank you, sir.
Oakwood Country Club. Now, what was it called?
Indianwood, you knucklehead.
Indian. What did I say? Oakwood? Indianwood Country Club. I was there.
You were. It
was a great day.
Take care, Fred.
All right, bud.
Bye.